My name is Lorna Amadi from the School of Education. I am a zoology student taking a unit titled Introduction to Zoology, that is SZL 107, and I am here to introduce the Group 7 members that were given a project to research on, which the project entails doing much research on trematodes. And so today I want us to look more on trematodes, and we are going to look on how trematodes are classified. We are going to look on their morphology. We are also going to look on their host, their transmission, their life cycle, and their diagnosis. And finally, we will look at their general adaptations at large. So as I begin, I would love us to know that trematodes, they are parasites, and I would love us first to classify parasites and until we shall arrive on the trematodes. So firstly, parasites are classified into two categories. The first category, they are classified into protozoans, and the second category, they are classified into helminthes. And the protozoans are also further divided into platyhelminthes. Those are the flatworms, and the nematodes, which are the roundworms. And the platyhelminthes are also further classified to cestodes and the trematodes, which now we come to arrive at what we want to discuss today, which are the trematodes. Trematodes are flukes, they are parasitic worms, and they are internal parasites, which mean that they live inside of their host. They are internal parasites of mollusks and vertebrates. They are classified as luminal and tissue trematodes, and they are majorly located in the biliary tract, the blood vessels, the lungs, and the bladder. Trematodes, just as I have said, they are also divided into three major groups, which are the clonotes and paragonimus and schistosoma. Going furtherly about trematodes, we are going to begin by looking at their morphology. Number one morphology, we are going to talk about their shape. Trematodes, they are flat, just like the flukes. They are flat, and they have a oral or elongated worms. They are oral or elongated worms. Then their structure are also leaf-like. Talking about the size of trematodes, it ranges from 8 centimeter to 9 centimeter. And then we will also look at their outer surface. In the outer surface of the trematodes, we have the teguments, which they contain microvilli. Then their function is to protect the worm, and also their teguments also act as nutrient absorptive surface, the nutrient absorptive surface for the trematodes. We can also note that the adult trematodes or the adult worms have the anterior and posterior sulca, whereby the anterior are called the oral sulcus and the posterior sulcus are known as the ventral sulcus. And these both oral sulcus and ventral sulcus together are fused to maintain attachment within the trematodes. Yeah, and that is the introduction of morphology, the outer surface, and how the adults also look like. And at this point, I will allow to welcome my other member to continue with the other parts pertaining the trematodes. Thank you.
Tecla Chepkemei I'm a student from the School of Education, and we are discussing about the trematodes. As my colleague have already introduced, then I'm going to discuss about the muscular pharynx of trematodes. The trematodes have the muscular pharynx that makes up the mouth which help trematodes to suck blood. Also, the trematodes have their host. They have their host definitive host, which are the human being held for the sexual cycle. Also, they have their intermediate host, which is the freshwater that help as a asexual cycle. Thanks, that's the.
I'm Joan Chepkasa from the School of Education, taking biology and agriculture. As my other colleague have discussed about the muscular pharynx of trematodes and the host of the trematodes, I'm here to discuss about the transmission of trematodes. The trematodes transmit through the penetration of skin by free-swimming schistosomes, and they can also transmit it through the injection of cysts in the undercooked or raw fish or crabs. The life cycle of trematodes is that trematodes are self-fertilization except for schistosoma. All trematodes are hermaphrodites. About the diagnosis of trematodes, trematodes are diagnosed by their release to the outside in three major ways. In the sputum, they are released outside if they were in the lungs, and in the urine if somehow it reached the bladder, and in the feces if it's in the gastric intestine.